Hi, you guys. A speech to Nanna concerning 3/4 of a century of life. What a vantage point 3/4 of a century of life must be. So far removed from my own sight, I can only speculate on how contrasted or alike my physical and mental existence might be. Yet perhaps the best way to understand how becoming a mature human will feel, how it will alter my current understanding of the world, how it will shape my intellect, and how it will mold my social game, is not through speculation, but observation. This, as I am sure you have guessed, brings me to a discussion of Nanna, you most delightful human being. As I have said, the vantage point of having lived 3/4 of a century of life is entirely unknowable to me through my own experience. However, I can make a few assumptions about what it might entail. For instance, 75 years of living life necessarily brings along with it decades of experience. If we assume that one's awareness really begins at around the age of 5, this gives Nanna 7 decades of experience. For the sake of comparison with this model of experience, I have fewer than 2. So what does one get out of 7 decades of experience? It seems to me that the possibilities fall along the spectrum of the best things, the good things, the bad things, and the worst things. Further, it seems that not just the way in which one carries herself, but also the way in which she relates to others is a reflection of the content of her own experience. For instance, should someone suffer the greatest pains and abuse from others, endure the greatest hardships, and constantly withstand the most awful losses, the nature of such experiences would very well become reflected in her physical existence and mental status. She herself would become as warped as those experiences under which she has found herself. For further explication, we can take the case of someone who suffers the greatest gains, comforts, pleasures, and happiness imaginable. We might again assume that such a person's attitude and social interaction would be as jovial and chipper as those experiences under which she is constantly submitted. Yet as we all know, this model of existence is terribly naive. The most unfortunate people sometimes find happiness that far outstrips that of the most fortunate. The most fortunate are sometimes the most austere and unhappy. So how can we know the relation between what people experience and how they present themselves, the status of their happiness, and how they behave socially? I think that we can find through this model, although it is lacking, a true form of someone's character. Now, given gains, comforts, pleasures, and all epicurean delights, should someone's outlook remain spoiled, entirely unable to see the beauty in life or reasons for her own happiness, such a case can lead us to warranted assumptions about her character. Certainly, she is a wretch. Perhaps she is a troll. Most importantly, and given our topic of discussion today, the relevant case is the following. A person exists without the greatest possible gains, the greatest possible pleasures, and suffers losses, hardships, and the like, yet remains as peachy as ever, and a pure delight to those around her. She carries herself as gently as a dove, is as stunning as a peacock, and her mind is swifter than any Athenian trireme. She glides through her experiences with a view toward others' happiness, others' gains, others' pleasures. Certainly, surely, absolutely, this is what we can say of the character of Nanna Broom. What is more is that we can place an unqualified quality to Nanna's character, that of inspiration. Though from my point of view, Nanna's 7 decades of experience is largely unknown, something I think that we should change in the future, I am aware of a few facts. I had known that she loved a man, that she loved a great man. I have come to know now that she still loves him, and that that love is too profound for me and my few decades of experience to understand. Nanna Broom has suffered, but you couldn't tell it in her austere nature or spoiled outlook. No, only in her pride, in her smile, in her gratitude, her giving of everything that she has for the sake of others. In a word, in her character. Now that is truly inspiring. So through observation, when I look upon 3/4 of a century of life, I can see the potential for pessimism as much as I can see the potential for optimism. But when observing Sheila Broom, I see only pure inspiration. Thank you so much, Nanna. Happy birthday. I love you and you deserve the world.